Hello, so in this video we're going to be covering Colwick test routes again, but this time the area is Gedling and Carlton. Again, just covering off some of the quirky turns and junctions you need to look out for. Alright, so I'll be just talking that through. So give the video a like and subscribe if you want, and hope you enjoy the video. Alright, so here we go, starting on Conway Road, just outside Netherfield. Okay, so I'm going to prepare my car and I'm going to look around, surveying my environment. I see that vehicles are moving, so I'm just going to wait until they clear. I'm going to put my signal on and just wait for this vehicle here to clear, and then we'll go. Alright, so it seems that this vehicle is going to do a parallel park, so I'll just wait and let them do what they need to do. Alright, so I'm going to prepare my car again and just tell people I'm about to move off, so the van doesn't get any ideas. Let me see if he's going to pull forwards. Right, and then I'm going to just move off while they're still manoeuvring. Check all my mirrors and off we go. Alright, so we're going towards Gedling, as we said, Carlton Road. Checking all my mirrors, and as you can see, the road is wide here but starts to narrow with parked cars. There's a van coming the other way. He'll be on my side of the road unless he's going to stop. Looks like he's stopped. I can tell that by his positioning as well, that he's giving me way. I'm just going to give him a wave, so thank you very much. Didn't wave back, no problem. Okay, so up ahead you've got two blue signs. What are they telling me? They're telling me I can only turn left. I'm going to be following the road ahead, okay, in the new road. So I'm going to go into the middle lane because the left lane is left only. Lights change just as I get into this road, so no problem. I'll just stop at the line and secure my car. So for the purposes of this, I'll be following the signs for Arnold and Gedling, and the sign is just up on the left as we go around this little bend. So we'll be going left at the next traffic lights. Okay, so lights change, mirrors, and go. Lights are red. Arnold and Gedling to the left. Slow down, come up slow, go into first gear. Just rolling slowly to the line, taking my time as always. Lights change, check my mirrors, and off I go. I'll go into second gear early, so I don't have to worry about doing that while I'm still steering. This road is quite hazardous, gets quite narrow here. Let's go ahead, and it's blind as we go over the hill, so just staying slow until I can work out where I need to be. So as you can see, it's quite winding, this road, and it gets very narrow just as I reach this hazard sign on the left telling us about a junction on the left. So I'm just staying at about just over 20 miles an hour. Coming up to this bend here, this one's quite sharp, so check my mirrors, come off the gas. I'm going to go into second gear for this because it is quite tight. Probably going around at about 10 o'clock in terms of its tightness. Check all mirrors, and then I'm back into third gear. Look at the crossing, there's a person and a dog walker, and they're not crossing it, so I'm just going to continue. see if I can get on in good time. So I'll check my mirrors, I'll signal, I'll slow down, and it clears just as I arrive, so I don't need to stop. I've already done my checks on the way to the roundabout. That helps me make progress rather than stopping at the line and then scanning the roundabout for a gap. You just lose time that way. Right. So we're at 30 miles an hour now because we've got a bit more space, a bit more vision. And then just following the road ahead for now. There's a bend up ahead. As I can see there's two buses, one on the right, one on the left. They could affect me indirectly, particularly the one on the right, because it may stop and then traffic will want to overtake that bus on my side of the road. So I'm just staying slow. I'm going to third gear and just keep it steady for this crossing as well. No one at the crossing, but I was at 17 miles an hour as I was going through that little bit just because it was too hazardous. So there's a hazard sign on the left telling us about a junction on the left. We will be turning left into Bessaker Avenue. Now this road is extremely hazardous. It's winding and it's tight and it's very, very slow. So we're going to go into it carefully. All right. And as you can see, it wiggles just as we get in immediately. So I'm going to stay in second gear. And the other thing is that it's quite steep, this road. So parked cars on the right immediately. Double-decker buses use this road as well, so I'm going to be looking out for those, and they may be on my side of the road at some point because of the parked vehicles. Can't see much, so I'm staying in second gear. There's a parked car on my side and one on the right. So this is all opposite a junction, and I have to go carefully round these in second gear, ready to stop if something comes out or appears. Alright, so there's a car coming the other way. He's on my side briefly. I'm going to go over these humps and check all my mirrors. Now you can see the road steepens quite dramatically as I come around this bend. Now that car's stopped, so I'll stop as well. I'll continue and go up over the humps, and it steepens some more. So still second gear, 30 mile an hour road. I cannot see to the brow of the hill, so I'm just going to stay slow and be prepared to stop. A car appears just as I say that, and there's parked cars on the brow of the hill, and I'm peering over the hill just to make sure I can move into the middle of the road to go around the parked cars. And it's clear for now. I'll check my mirrors and I'll go down. All right, now it goes steeply down, and I'm just covering my foot brake and managing the speed. And got good vision here for anything that might be coming the other way, so that's good. At the end of the road I'm going to be turning left, and that is Bessaker Avenue, a very hazardous road, and it's important to stay in second gear pretty much most of the time. First and second gear is what you need for this road. So I'm coming onto Westdale Lane now. Just going to position slightly to the left. It's a bit blind, so I'll put my handbrake up, reset to first gear. I'm going to peep and creep, so I'm leaning and looking forward. I see a car's coming from the right, so I'm just going to stop. And now these cars to my right, they're coming down a hill, so they're coming a bit faster. So I want to give them a greater gap before I come out. So the van to my right is turning, just make sure of that, and then just wait for black car to go by, and then I'm going to go. So I'm checking left and I'm checking ahead as I come out, and then check my new mirrors in the new road and continue. So I'm just going to follow this road all the way to the end. It's quite a wide road, this, but as with any road, it never stays the same. So I'm checking far ahead for changes in the road. I can see parked cars on the right, it's bending to the left, there's parked cars on the left, and so I'm just going to squeeze my brake and slow. I can stay on my side of the road as I pass that car there, the blue one. Someone's turning ahead of me. There's a petrol station on the left and a co-op. So this just brings more hazards, more pedestrians, more cars. So I'm at 23 miles an hour going through here because I haven't got time to scan everything at full speed. So I want to lower my speed, give myself time to see all my hazards and respond to them as well. That's the important thing. Need to be able to respond. So looking at pedestrian on the left, just in case he was to turn and cross the road. With pedestrians, you can tell they're going to cross the road sometimes if they look over their shoulder at you. Right? Usually that's a cue to say they're about to turn and cross. At the traffic lights, we'll be turning right onto Gedling Road. So I'm going to check my mirrors, I'm going to signal, and I'm going to gently just stop at the line as the lights change. And it's the first line, not the second line. This is a cycle box, so I do not want to be going in that for obvious reasons. It's for cyclists. So I'll get my car ready because these lights shouldn't take much longer. I'm in first gear. And I'm just scanning the lights, scanning the junction. The pedestrian signal's just gone on to my right, so I'll just go out of first gear for now. It's gone back to red, so these lights should change. Check my mirrors, put my handbrake down, and off I go. Turning on to Gatling Road. There's lots of stopped traffic on the right. The queue of traffic staying slow because anything could pop between those cars. Could be a car or a person. So I'm just at 20 miles an hour ready to stop until the space increases and my vision increases. Alright, now I've got space and vision. I'll check my mirrors and I'll speed up. Now I'm 27 miles an hour. So at the traffic lights, I'll be turning right. Actually, we're going to go straight ahead. We're going to go straight ahead. Alright, so here you don't need to signal. Straight ahead. It's a stagger junction, but it's controlled by traffic lights. So at the end of the road, we will turn right this time. Mirrors, signal, and into second gear. Come to the line, look left, look right, and off we go. Straight away we have a stoppage, so we'll stop. I'll stop about far length from this car in front, check my mirrors behind, and then off I go. So scanning and planning the road ahead. Looking for any hazards, anything that might slow me down or affect my positioning in the road. At the traffic lights, we're going straight ahead. Okay, that's going to be my right-hand lane because the left-hand lane is left only. So straight ahead at the lights, it's green. I have right of way over the car that's about to turn right. And we're going straight, straight, straight. There will be a mini roundabout coming up ahead. And at that roundabout, I'm going straight ahead, second exit, into third gear to slow, and here we're just going to try a couple of one-way streets, particularly one, mainly, just to talk about positioning in a one-way street. So I'm checking my mirrors as I go around this green car that's parking on the left. So you've got a one-way street to left, that's no entry. And then the next one is for me. So I'll be turning left into that street. We're going to second gear, all right, and first gear because there's a parked car right there on the corner. So I want to go as slow as I can to negotiate that parked car. So we're into our one-way street. I'll check my mirrors. I can position in the middle of the road. I will be turning right at the end of this road, and in a one-way street it's important to position to the right at the end of the road, not the left as you would in a two-way street. Okay, so you must position to the right. So I'll check my mirrors, signal, and I'm positioning to the right. Okay, to now exit onto what is a two-way street. Okay, we know that because it's got hazard lines in the middle. All right, going to be turning right into the next road, so I'll check my mirrors and I'll signal. This one's a two-way street because the giveaway lines do not go right the way across the junction. So I'm going to position left initially and look up the road before going into the middle of the road. So it's a two-way street, but probably just as narrow as the one-way street I was just on. Alright, so at the end of the road we're going to be turning right. Here we go, just looking left, right and ahead, opposite. Alright, so prepare, observe and move. This road's full of humps. It is a 30-mile-an-hour road. You've got to stay slow for your humps. These humps you would do at about 10 miles an hour because they're quite harsh. So we're just going back the way we came at the roundabout this time. We'll be going straight ahead. This will be the first exit at this roundabout. So check mirrors and slow, need to give way to the right, and just look to my right, there's no one there, so I'll continue. At the traffic lights I'll be turning left, so I'll check my mirrors and I'll position left, and I'll put my signal on about 4 or 5 car lengths from the junction, from the lights. Getting ready to turn. There's 2 lanes in this new road, so I'm going to keep to the left, and the lanes merge roughly where the bus stop is, so I'll check my mirrors, make sure no one's overtaking me, then gently position in the middle as I go through. There's a junction to the left. There should be a warning sign here, but there never is, so I'm just going to have a look and make sure no one comes racing out to there. Alright, pedestrian was crossing the road just as I was passing as well, so that's why I was slow. So up ahead, there's a bit of a queue of traffic, so I'm just staying off my gas. I'll be going straight ahead. So, lights are green, check my mirrors and off I go. So we're just going to do a couple of turns and turn the car around. So check my mirrors and turn right. Willow Road, just get level with my point of turn. Look ahead, I'm looking right for pedestrians crossing the road because they have priority at junctions now as per the new highway code changes. And there were no pedestrians, so it's all good. So looking ahead, I'm in the middle of the road because I have to be. I'm staying slow because there's lots of hazards. And then at the end of the road I'll be turning left. So mirrors, signal, position my car to the left. Signal could cancel. It does, because obviously I've gone around parked car and I've had to change position as I get to the line. So I've checked left and right, I've checked ahead, and I've come out onto this road. I'm going to take the next road on the left and check my main mirror, my left mirror, and the signal. There is a pedestrian, dog walker, so I'm just checking if he's going to cross the road. I'm just going to stop here and see what he does. All right, and then have a look. All right, now pedestrians might be confused with these new rules, and if they stop, they look at you, you look at them. I would suggest counting to 5, and if they don't move, then you cautiously go round, because otherwise you'll be stuck there all day. Yeah, but always give them the chance to cross. If they don't, that's their choice, and then you can continue. At least you've given them that option. So pedestrian just crossing the road here. I'm going to be turning left. This car's coming in. Just make sure it stays slow, and then I'm going to get to the line. Now that car didn't tuck in as much as it could, so it kind of hindered my exit of the road. So I just slowed right down, making sure that they didn't come any further over onto my side. Going around this bend, keeping to the left. Let's go around a right-handed bend. At the traffic lights, I'll be turning right. So main mirror, right mirror, signal, position to the lines on the right. Just rolling and then going ahead. So I need to give way to oncoming traffic at this junction. So I'm just going to stop roughly in line with my point of turn, and then I'm going to look for cars to clear. Alright, so this car clears, check ahead, check right, and then off we go. It's a new road, new mirrors, new hazards. So I'm following the road now, on Gedling Road now. Just going to follow this road towards Arnold Lane. Alright, so queue of traffic, check mirrors, and I'll slow down, and I'll stop about a car length from the car in front so that I don't obscure my vision more than I need to. So while sitting still, it's never idle time. You can always scan your road and see what's moving, yeah? Now this distance the lights could change, so I'm ready to stop if they do. If I'm within 2 car lengths, I would continue going if the lights were to change. On the right, bus has stopped, and cars could overtake that bus. So I'm just ready to move to left if need be. It's a bit cluttered, this road, with parked vehicles, and there was a car turning right as well. Another road where you want to be extra careful. There are some shops, so that will bring pedestrians, it will bring traffic, and so on. So I'm just staying slow and check my mirrors and gently go around these parked cars. Right now the hazards is cleared. I'm going to continue. I'm at 30 miles an hour now. There is a hazard sign coming up. I'll check my mirrors, come off the gas. I'm going to 3rd gear, position to the left on my right-handed bend for any big vehicles like this one coming round. At the roundabout up ahead, I'm turning left. Just going to check my main mirror, my left mirror, signal. Get into 2nd gear. I'm already scanning the roundabout to the right. Always give way to the right. That car's going to the left, so that's fine by me. Right, and this is Arnold Lane that we're getting onto now. I'm going to follow this lane, this road, all the way up those cars are relatively close together, and if one of them stops suddenly, they all will. It also gives me lots of vision of the road ahead if I stay back, and I can react to any hazards or slowing of traffic. So way ahead I can see there's a lorry up ahead ready to turn. That means traffic may stop for that. Something might happen, so I'm just going to stay slow and stay well back. So the lorry is turning, which means traffic has stopped as predicted. Creed lorry. And I'll just keep this distance, and that is anticipation. Not being close to the back of the car gives you that response time. So important to have that so that you prevent an accident. So mirrors and slow for this crossing. The light was pushed, I could see that, so I just stayed slow. I should say the button was pushed. Little button light. That's how you can anticipate that traffic lights are going to change on a crossing. Yeah? The little button that you push as a pedestrian, it lights up, as you know. So if you can see that, you know that the lights are going to change shortly after that. So up ahead we've got a large vehicle, so that's going to obscure my vision of the road ahead. So I want to keep far back from that, and by keeping far back I can see that the signs are changing, the speed limit is changing. So I'll check my mirrors. I'm going to be on a hill as well, so I'm going to go into third gear for power, and I'm going to climb the hill. Third gear is a good climbing gear at 40 miles an hour. Now the lorry's slowed down up ahead, so I'm checking my mirrors and I'm just going to come off my gas. There might be some kind of hazard ahead. So this distance to the lorry is fine for me. It's about 6 car lengths. I'll go into third gear. And as I stay this far back, I can look round the bend ahead of the lorry and see what gap he's got in front of him. Up ahead I can also see that the speed limit is changing again. It's changing to 60, national speed limit. And it's 60 rather than 70 because it's a single carriageway road rather than a 70, rather than a dual carriageway road, which is 70. So now I'll increase my speed. Lorry's increased his speed, so I'm going to catch up. His brake lights are going on though, and I want to know why. So I'm just going to come off the gas and have a look as to why. Maybe he's just slowing for the hill. And then, okay, so traffic ahead of him is quite slow relative to the speed limit. So that's why he's slow. I'm going to go into third gear. And I can see under the lorry and know that traffic is slowing for the traffic lights up ahead. And again, I'm just keeping my distance. I'm going to be turning left at the traffic lights. So I'll check behind me and I'll position to the left. And once I've positioned, there's going to be an extra turning on the left. I'm not going to signal my intentions yet because of the road on the left here, Swindle Close. And now as I pass Swindle Close, I'll just put the signal on, just confirming that I'm going this way rather than going behind the lorry. And he's now giving me enough space in my lane to now go past him and stop at the line. It's going to be a hill start here, so I'll need more power, more gas to move off. Waiting for the lights to change. Another complex junction, multiple lights, multiple lanes, and traffic going the other way has started moving. Here we go, lights change, mirrors, and more power to move off into the new road. Lanes are merging, speed limits changing, and there's parked vehicles. So new road, new hazards, new speed limits. Just going to check my mirrors and signal, tell this car I'm coming out towards him because of these parked vehicles. And now the lanes have merged anyway, and it's a 30 mile an hour road. I'll stay slow. It's easy to forget that the speed limit has dropped when you're brain will still be programmed for a higher speed. So 30 miles an hour might feel quite slow, and you might inadvertently go faster than you should. So it's important to just keep checking your speed just after coming off a higher speed road, just making sure you're staying within the new speed limit. So traffic lights up ahead, it's a pedestrian crossing, button hasn't been pushed, there's a junction to the right, there's a car coming out, but I have right of way over him. So checking my mirrors, scanning and planning, we'll be taking the next road on the left. Right, so here it comes, check my mirrors, signal down for left, into third gear, second gear in quick succession. There's a pedestrian crossing the road, so I just stop nice and early and then go into the road. First gear to come in, seeing as the pedestrian was crossing the road. And now check my mirrors in the new road and continue. So as I said, just trying some of these roads just to cover off the kinds of things you need to be looking out for. Most of the time it's all about anticipation, right? Looking ahead and planning ahead. I'm going to be turning right, check my mirrors, just signal, and then I'm gently going to brake. I'm leaving Steedman Avenue, going on to this new road, and then the next road up ahead is going to be Westdale Avenue, Westdale Lane, and at the junction I'll be turning left. So I'll check my main mirror and my left mirror, and signal down for left, and then just position slightly to the left, have a look, peep in the creek, and then come out slowly and tightly, make sure I don't clip the curb, check mirrors, and off I go. Westdale Lane, quite a wide lane, wide road, got lots of space and vision, so I can pretty much stay at 30 miles an hour until the road changes. There's parked vehicles on the right, but they're quite far away, so not really going to hinder me in any way. There's a sign on the left, it says 20 when lights show. The lights are not showing. You usually find these signs near schools. Alright, so there is a school immediately on the left. You can tell by the green railings, the green fencing, that that's a school. It's usually how they're signified. Alright, so because school is not coming out at this time, it's 1:45, we know that we can continue at 30 miles an hour. But use your eyes. It may be the case that there may be pedestrians, there may be hazards that you need to slow for, so use the speed that's appropriate to your situation. Right, that makes you a thinking driver rather than just a doing driver. So we're continuing down the road and looking far ahead. Lots of space and vision because we're quite high up and the road's quite wide. I'm just going to stay at 30 miles an hour. Large vehicle in front. Monitoring that. Quite a long road this, easy to get hypnotized or lulled into a false sense of security, but always stay on your guard. Another yellow sign, 20 when lights show. Again, it's not school time, so you can continue. More signs. This time you see the word patrol, which means school crossing patrol, which is effectively a lollipop lady. So you'll be looking out for that. Lollipop lady or lollipop man, lollipop person. Keeping it PC. So looking ahead, covering the brake because I'm going downhill. I don't want to go over the speed limit. Looking far ahead, got lots of vision here. See this lorry slightly on my side, but I've got just checking my mirrors and getting prepared for what's around the corner. Here's a parked car, no problem. Just going to go on the lines past that, then repossession in the middle of my lane. So we will have passed these buildings before. You got the co-op on the left, petrol station on the left, and that will bring more hazards, more moving parts, so to speak. DPD van on the right, he can't come out because the vehicles are coming the other way. That's important to note, because if nothing was coming the other way, he might have tried to jump out in front of me. Always anticipating what could happen, not what does happen. So staying slow, lights are red up ahead, there's traffic turning in front of me. I'm off my gas, I'm going to gently squeeze the brake, I'm going to second gear. All kind of relax on the way to my junction, no need to rush up. And I'm going to stay well back here. The car in front of me stopped on a keep clear sign, so he might reverse if someone wanted to turn into the space on the left. So I've left him lots of space in case he needed to do that. Again, using anticipation, be a thinker. So in the new road, again checking my hazards, checking my mirrors. Someone's gotten into the road to get into the car on the left, so I'm just going to go slow, check the road ahead and go over. Large bus coming the other way. I'll stay slow, see what he does. He's on my side of the road briefly, and then while he's gone I can continue. Check all my mirrors and continue back around the bend. To be turning right at the traffic lights. So main mirror, right mirror, signal, position to the right, and lights change just as I arrive. So I'll keep my handbrake down, my clutch down, and then gently raise my clutch and get into second gear before I have to turn. New road, new mirrors, new speed. Looking ahead, two cars in front of me. I'm just going to keep my distance to them because I want as much vision as I can of the road ahead. Because the road is not straight, it does bend a little to the left and then to the right. Don't know necessarily what's around the bend. Now I do. There's an opening on the left, there's traffic lights coming up. At the traffic lights I'm going to be going straight ahead. There's two lanes going straight ahead. One going to the right, lights have just changed to green, and now we're going forward, going from Burton Road to Carlton Hill. Keeping to the left, because technically there's two lanes as we pass the Shell petrol station. I'm going to check my main and my right mirror for any overtakers, and then just gently move to the middle as the lanes merge. Straight ahead I see there's a bus that stopped, and before that crossing has changed to red. Lights have changed to red, so I'm slow anyway because I was just keeping far back from the car in front of me. So I'm just balancing my pedals. Bus on the left has stopped still, and the bus on the right is there too. So the bus on the left has now moved off. Keeping slow because it's all a bit hazardous here. Lots of moving parts again. Junction to the left. Car coming out and going in. Now it looks a bit better. Bus hasn't stopped at this bus stop, but it may stop at the next one. I'm looking beyond the bus to see the next bus stop, see if someone's actually standing there with their hand out. So he's past that bus stop as well. But I'll keep this distance to the bus because I'm enjoying the vision I'm having at the moment of the road ahead. Climbing a hill, so I'm staying in third gear. Good climbing gear. At 30 miles an hour. I can see a bus stop coming up on the left. Let's see if he stops at that. The sky is getting a bit dark and black. Could expect rain. That will be of interest. Something to know. I'll need my windscreen wipers. Might need to slow my speed as stopping distances increase. bus is intent on continuing, not stopping at any bus stops. I think that will change shortly because we're going to reach Carlton High Street. And with that will come crossings, pedestrians and other moving parts. As predicted, bus has stopped and I can overtake. I'm already looking at the road ahead and scanning to see if I could overtake. So here is the high street. I'm checking my mirrors and there's lots of things, lots of hazards moving. So guess what? My speed drops. Yeah, so I'm at 17 miles an hour as I negotiate this part of the road. Looking left and right constantly to see if anything's going to affect my speed or position. So at the traffic lights, button hasn't been pushed. There's a van coming out from the right. He's going to come onto my side of the road. So I'm just going to move gently left and go. That's why I'm slow, because I can respond to things like that. Lights are not changing because the button hasn't been pushed here at this crossing. There's a bus coming. He should be able to stay on his side of the road and me on mine, so not much in the way of worry. And now the high street is cleared, shops have gone. It's just a normal road. There's a bend coming up though. I'm going to check my mirrors. I don't know what's around the bend, so I'm just going to stay off the gas until I can see. Could be parked cars, could be anything. Got a crossing that's on red. That's important to know. Someone about to run across the road, whether he's seen me. And I'm just coming gently up to the crossing. I'm going to go into second gear. This is what we call a puffin crossing. It's a smarter crossing that will stay red while the pedestrian is using it. So there's a bus lane on the left, and so I could use it because it says Monday to Friday 7:30 to 9:30 a.m. and now I can because the parked cars have cleared. So I'll check my mirrors, signal in position to the left. I'm just going to start squeezing my brake for this red light, squeezing it steadily like squeezing an orange. I'll get into second gear. Gently braking some more, then clutch down and stop. The rain has started as we thought it would. Going to be going straight ahead at these lights. Carlton Hill turning into Colton Road. Lane's going to merge, so I'm going to check my right mirror, lane on my right mirror. I'm going to signal up for right for anything that might be coming up behind me. I see there's a vehicle coming up. So I just made sure that he wasn't going to get in my way or I in his way. Car turning right, I'm just going to check my mirrors in position to the left. Going into cycle lane, so I want to be careful that there's no cyclist there. Keeping my distance to traffic ahead, so I can see the road ahead. Button's been pushed on this light? No, it hasn't. These lights should stay green. Got a good distance to the vehicle in front. I can see round the bend. I can see as far as the white cars in the distance, and even further now I can see the little sign for the shop, little store, supermarket. Crossings, you can see 3 crossings here. I'm sure there's a 4th one coming up as well. So potentially lots of opportunities to stop because someone might want to use one of these crossings. My speed is 20 at the moment because I haven't got a lot of space, I haven't got a lot of vision. There's too much going on. I'm going to be turning right towards Lidl in a second. Before that there's a car turning right. Just put my windscreen wipers on. And I'm going to be turning right towards Lidl. So check my main mirror, my right mirror. I'm overtaking this bus. I'm coming alongside him, so he should stay where he is. I'm going to just get into my right turn box. So a right and then a left and straighten. Signal up for right again because it cancelled. No pedestrians to my right, so I can turn. The road was clear ahead as well. I'm going to be turning left into Lidl, so mirrors, signal, and it's a car park, so into first gear for car parks. Because now the hazards multiply. And I'm just going to pull into this space here. A nice little forward brake park. Staying nice and slow, keeping the clutch low. And I'm going to line up with the bay opposite, because that acts like a nice little mirror for me to kind of get my bay park just right. And I'm just going to pull forward a little and stop there. Okay, so that's the end of this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you got some ideas out of it as to what to look for. All right, and hit the like button if you liked it. All right, thanks very much.